The cast came off my left arm on a Tuesday, but the memories of those 6 weeks never left. I was 23, fresh out of college, with an entry-level marketing job that barely covered rent. My sister Melissa was 31, married to a corporate lawyer named David, living in a 4-bedroom house with their 2 kids. When I shattered my radius falling off my bike, Melissa offered to let me stay while I recovered. "You can't manage alone with one arm," she'd said, her voice dripping with concern I was too desperate to question. I should have known better. The first week was fine. I slept in their guest room, watched TV, and let my arm heal. Then Melissa started with small requests. Could I fold the laundry? One-handed folding took me an hour. Then it was dishes, then vacuuming, then scrubbing bathrooms. "You're living here for free," Melissa said when I hesitated. "The least you can do is help out." My broken arm throbbed as I cleaned their master bathroom on my knees, my good hand gripping the sponge while my casted arm hung uselessly. The doctor had said to keep it elevated to rest. Instead, I was scrubbing tile grout in a house that already had a cleaning service. "Hurry up, you're too slow," Melissa screamed from the hallway one afternoon. I'd been cleaning their kitchen for 2 hours, trying to reach the top cabinets while balancing on a step stool with one functional arm. "The kids need lunch, and you're still not done with the breakfast dishes." "My arm hurts," I said quietly. "Maybe I should rest for a bit." "Your arm hurts? Do you know how much it costs to have you here? Food, electricity, water. You're not contributing anything except making more work for me." I wasn't making more work. I was doing all the work. Melissa hadn't cleaned her own house in 3 weeks. She sat in her home office doing freelance graphic design while I scrubbed floors one-handed, nearly passing out from the pain. David never said anything. He'd come home from work, see me cleaning, and just walk past. Sometimes I caught him looking uncomfortable, but he never intervened, never told his wife to stop treating his injured sister-in-law like an indentured servant. One night, I was in the kitchen at 11, hand-washing a mountain of dinner dishes because the dishwasher was broken, even though I'd seen Melissa use it the week before. My arm was screaming, my back ached, and I was crying silently into the sink. Melissa walked in wearing silk pajamas that probably cost more than my monthly rent. "Still not done. God, you're useless. I don't know why I even let you stay here. You're a burden on this whole family." Something broke inside me then, just a quiet snap. "I'll be gone tomorrow," I said. "What? Where are you going to go? You can't afford your apartment on medical leave. You have no money and one working arm. You need me." "No, I really don't." I left the next morning. I went back to my apartment, told my roommate I'd need help, and figured it out. I survived. And I started planning. That marketing job led to another, then another. I saved every penny and worked weekends. Within 2 years, I'd started my own business. Not marketing, cleaning. I knew cleaning. I'd learned it in Melissa's house. I knew what people wanted, what they pay for, how to manage a team. I started small, just me and 2 employees. But I had something most cleaning companies didn't. I treated workers like humans. I paid above minimum wage. I provided health insurance. I never made someone work through an injury. Word spread. My company grew. 1 employee became 5, then 10, then 20. I expanded into commercial contracts. I bought better equipment, hired managers, and opened a second location. 10 years after I left Melissa's house, I owned the largest cleaning company in the city, 53 employees, annual revenue over $2 million, and a downtown office with my name on the door. I never told my family. Mom knew I had a cleaning business, but thought it was small. Melissa probably thought I was still scrubbing toilets myself. We hadn't spoken in 8 years. The day Melissa walked into my office, I almost didn't recognize her. She'd aged hard, gray streaks in her hair she hadn't bothered to dye, clothes from discount stores instead of boutiques. The confidence I remembered had been replaced with something that looked like desperation. My receptionist called back. "There's a Melissa Patterson here for an interview. She doesn't have an appointment, but she says it's urgent." I went still. Patterson was Melissa's married name. She was here for a job. "Send her to conference room B. I'll be there in 5 minutes." I took those 5 minutes to breathe, to center myself, to decide how I wanted to handle this. Then I walked into the conference room carrying a folder with her resume that my receptionist had scanned and printed. Melissa was sitting with her back to the door, staring out the window at the city skyline. When I walked around the table to face her, her expression went through shock, confusion, then something like horror. Sarah? Hello, Melissa. What are you? Why are you? She looked at the folder in my hands, at my business suit, at the office around us. Do you work here? I own here. I sat down across from her, placing her resume between us. This is my company, has been for the past 10 years. Her mouth opened and closed. This is your company, Sparkle Solutions. You own this? 53 employees across 2 locations. We handle residential and commercial contracts. We're the largest cleaning service in the city. I gestured to her resume. You're here about the supervisor position we posted last week. She stared at me like I was speaking a foreign language. You can't own this. You worked for that marketing company. You had that tiny apartment. I left marketing 7 years ago. The tiny apartment was a decade ago. Things change. How did you? She trailed off, her hands twisting together on the table. I didn't know. You didn't ask. We haven't spoken in 8 years. I sent you a card. You sent me a condescending note about my little business. This is that little business. Silence stretched between us. Finally, Melissa slumped in her chair. I need this job, Sarah. I really need this job. Tell me why. David left 2 years ago. Met someone younger. The divorce was bad. I got the house but couldn't afford the mortgage on freelance income. Lost it last year. The kids and I are in a 2-bedroom apartment in Riverside. My freelance work dried up. I've been applying everywhere. No one wants a 41-year-old graphic designer with a 10-year resume gap. I saw this supervisor position and thought maybe I could manage a cleaning team. I need the insurance. Tyler needs braces, and Emma's been asking for new shoes for 3 months. Tyler and Emma, I remembered them as toddlers. How old are they now? 12 and 10. They're good kids. This hasn't been easy on them. I imagine not. She looked up, genuine fear in her eyes. Please, Sarah, I know we didn't part on good terms. I know I wasn't great to you, but my kids need food. They need stability. I can't give them that without a job. You weren't great to me? Melissa, I had a broken arm. You made me clean your entire house. You screamed at me for being too slow while I scrubbed floors one-handed. You called me useless. I was stressed. David was working crazy hours, the kids were young, I was overwhelmed. So you abused your injured sister? I didn't abuse you. I just asked you to help around the house. I had a broken arm. You still had one good hand. The casual dismissal hadn't changed. Even now, desperate and broke, she couldn't acknowledge what she'd done. I opened her resume and skimmed it. It was thin, padded with volunteer work and exaggerated descriptions of her freelance projects. She listed me as a reference, which was bold, considering she'd called my business little in her last communication. The supervisor position requires managing a team of 15 people, I said, making schedules, handling client complaints, ensuring quality standards. It pays $48,000 a year plus full benefits, health, dental, vision, 401 week, matching. That's perfect. I can do all of that. I'm organized, I'm good with people. Are you good with people? I looked up from the resume. Because I remember you screaming at an injured woman for not cleaning fast enough. I remember you calling me useless and a burden. That doesn't sound like someone who's good with people. Her face flushed. That was different. That was family. In a work environment, I'm professional. Families should be treated better than employees, not worse. Sarah, please, I've apologized. No, you haven't. Not once since you walked in here have you actually apologized. She blinked, opened her mouth, closed it. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for how I treated you 10 years ago. I was wrong. I should have let you rest and recover. Instead, I took advantage of you. I'm sorry. It was the right set of words, delivered in the wrong tone. She was apologizing because I held power, not because she meant it. I closed the resume folder. I'm going to tell you what I tell all our job applicants. We pay above market rate because we expect excellence. We provide benefits because healthy employees do better work. We have a zero-tolerance policy for abuse, harassment, or mistreatment of any employee. If someone on your team showed up injured and you made them work anyway, you'd be fired immediately. I understand. Do you? Because you didn't understand it 10 years ago when you did exactly that to me. I'm different now. Life has humbled me. I understand what it's like to struggle, to need help, to feel powerless. You understand what I felt like in your house. Yes, her voice cracked. Yes, I do. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. If I could go back and change it, I would. I believed that she'd go back and change it now that she understood powerlessness. But I didn't believe she would have changed if life had stayed comfortable. I'm not going to hire you, I said. Her face crumpled. Sarah, please. My kids. I'm not going to hire you for the supervisor position. You're not qualified, you have no relevant experience, and I don't trust you to treat employees with respect. I pulled out a different folder from my briefcase. But I'm also not going to let children go hungry because their mother was cruel to me a decade ago. I slid the folder across. We have an opening for a residential cleaning team member. Entry level. $22 an hour with full benefits. 4-day work week, 10-hour shifts. It's hard physical work. You'll be cleaning houses, scrubbing floors, doing the exact work you made me do with a broken arm. You'll have a supervisor, and you'll be expected to meet quality standards. You'll be on probation for 90 days. She stared at the folder. You want me to be a maid? I want to offer you a job that you're qualified for, one that will pay your bills and insure your children. What you do with that offer is up to you. But I have a college degree. I ran a freelance design business. I managed a household. And now you need a job. This is what's available. Her hands trembled as she opened the folder. The job description, the pay rate, the benefits package. It was generous by industry standards. It was also entry-level manual labor. If I take this, she said slowly, I'll be working for you. You'll be my boss. Your boss will be Linda Torres, the residential team supervisor. I own the company, but I don't directly manage entry-level hires. But you'll know. Every day I'm cleaning someone's house, you'll know I'm doing the work I made you do. Yes. That's why you're offering this. Not the supervisor job that will let me save face, but this. You want me to feel what you felt. I considered lying, saying it was just business, just the only position available. But Melissa deserved honesty, even if she'd never given it to me. Yes, I said. I want you to understand what you did to me. I want you to come home exhausted, with your back aching and your hands raw. I want you to know what it feels like to scrub someone else's toilet and have them criticize how you did it. I want you to understand the work you treated as beneath you. So this is revenge. No. Revenge would be refusing to help while your children suffer. This is a job offer, a real one, with real pay and real benefits. You can take it or leave it. But it's the only offer you're getting from me. She sat there for a long moment, staring at the folder. I could see the war on her face. Pride versus necessity. The humiliation of manual labor versus the desperation of unpaid bills. Finally, she looked up. When do I start? Tomorrow, if you accept. Linda will train you for the first week. You'll be paired with experienced team members until you know our standards. And if I do well, could I eventually move up, get a supervisor position? If you excel at this work, treat your colleagues with respect, and demonstrate leadership ability, then yes. Promotions are possible. Several of our current supervisors started on cleaning teams. How long did it take them? Anywhere from 1 year to 4, depending on performance and openings. She nodded slowly. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take the job. Sign the offer letter by Friday. You'll start Monday morning at 7. Bring comfortable shoes and be ready to work hard. She stood, clutching the folder. At the door, she turned back. Sarah? Thank you. I know you didn't have to do this. No, I didn't. I'm doing it for Tyler and Emma, and maybe because I'm a better person than you were 10 years ago. She flinched but didn't argue. The door closed behind her. I sat alone in the conference room for a long time afterward, staring at her resume still on the table. Part of me felt satisfied, justice served, power reclaimed, lessons taught. But another part felt something more complicated. Melissa would show up Monday and learn what real work felt like. She'd go home exhausted and humbled. She'd understand, finally, what she'd done to me. And maybe that understanding would change her, or maybe it wouldn't. Either way, her children would have health insurance. They'd have food on the table. They'd have stability. I wasn't doing this for Melissa. I was doing it because breaking cycles means being better than the people who hurt you, even when you have every right not to be. 10 years ago, I scrubbed Melissa's floors with a broken arm while she screamed that I was too slow. Today, she'd be scrubbing floors for my company while I decided whether she was good enough to keep. The universe had a sense of irony after all.